There's never a dull moment in the Apple rumor mill, and the latest news for 2026 promises a real shakeup for both hardware and software. If you thought Apple was content to sit on its massive iPhone lead and let competitors catch up, think again. The Cupertino giant is quietly preparing not just its most advanced smartphone cameras ever, but also a total reinvention of Siri for the artificial intelligence era. Let's start with what the iPhone 18 series is bringing to the table. A whole new take on camera control that promises to make photo and video shooting faster, more precise, and way more intuitive, while also keeping a careful eye on device costs. If you've used the iPhone 16 Pro or Pro Max, you might have played with that new camera control button. A clever little extra that promised to bring the feel of a real camera shutter button to your iPhone. But early user feedback and even industry reviews labeled it as a mixed bag. Some loved the quick access, while others complained about the hybrid capacitive and mechanical approach for being too expensive and sometimes less than responsive. In short, Apple's first try was bold but far from perfect. But according to new leaks, Apple isn't scrapping the concept. Instead, it's learning from its Android rivals and evolving. Trusted leaker Setsuna Digital says that starting with the iPhone 18 series, camera control is going fully pressure sensitive. This means no more hybrid setups. Gone is the current capacitive touch sensor layered with a mechanical click. In its place, a button that actually responds to pressure, similar to what you'd find on high-end Sony, Vivo, and Oppo flagships like the Find X8 Ultra or X200 Ultra. Why does this matter for real-world users? With pressure sensitivity, pressing the camera control button can be mapped to different functions based on force and duration, just like on a Pro DSLR or mirrorless camera. A light press might lock focus. A harder press could instantly snap a crisp photo or launch a video recording, all while retaining that just right tactile feedback that shutterbugs love. Design-wise, shifting to a pure pressure-based approach is also a brilliant way for Apple to keep the price of future iPhones under control. The new sensor tech is expected to be simpler and cheaper to manufacture than the previous fussy hybrid solution. At a time when even incremental price hikes can scare off users in some markets, that's a big win. Now, if you're wondering whether these changes will come to the iPhone 17 models this year, the answer is no, at least not yet. The redesigned camera control is rumored to debut first on the iPhone 18 Pro and maybe the Air, so if you want the most refined camera toting experience, you'll need to wait until fall 2026. But hardware is only half of Apple's 2026 story. On the software side, Apple is at a crossroads, and all eyes are on what's next for Siri. For years, Siri has been the butt of jokes in the tech world, always a step behind Google, Amazon, and more recently OpenAI's ChatGPT or Google Gemini. While Apple Intelligence debuted with promise, unique features were delayed, and users grew frustrated as AI on the iPhone lagged well behind the competition. Behind the scenes, Apple is now in secret talks with every major AI player to turbocharge Siri. There's been buzz about potential partnerships with OpenAI and Anthropic, and now reports from Bloomberg reveal that Apple is also talking with Google about using its Gemini AI model for the next-gen Siri. That's no small thing. This would be the third major company Apple's considered teaming up with to resurrect Siri and finally put Apple Intelligence on the map. But why is this such a big deal? Apple's legendary secrecy usually means it prefers to build everything in-house, but developing a world-class large language model is a massive investment. Costs could run into the billions, and Apple has to weigh building versus buying. In a fast-moving field where one misstep can mean years of catching up, their decision isn't just about features, it's about reclaiming leadership in a space that defines tech's future. Apple's struggles in AI have hit the company's bottom line too. With revenue growth slowing, investors and users are sounding the alarm. If Apple can quickly plug cutting-edge generative AI into iOS, it could reverse those fortunes, and if not, it risks being seen as falling behind for good. So what does this all mean for you and me? Expect the 2026 iPhone and iOS launches to usher in an entirely new era of Siri, one that answers conversationally, finds information in natural language, and integrates Apple's famously tight privacy and security standards. Future iPhones may no longer just listen for "Hey Siri," but will serve as intelligent digital partners powered by Google Gemini, OpenAI's GPT, or Apple's own revamped tech. Who wins that race remains to be seen. And circling back, in 2026, the iPhone 18 Pro and Air are set to debut a stunning new camera control design, with more reliable pressure-sensitive buttons, making it easier for everyone to capture perfect shots without breaking the bank. In the same year, Apple's entire software universe, from Siri to Apple Intelligence across devices, could leap ahead thanks to a behind-the-scenes alliance with the world's best AI labs. The bottom line, by 2026, Apple's iPhone and Siri are on track for their biggest transformation in years. a return to bold new ideas, fueled by lessons learned and a newfound willingness to collaborate. It's a fascinating moment for fans, rivals, and the entire tech world. Don't miss out. Subscribe for more deep dives, real-world comparisons, and all the inside news as Apple's next leap draws closer. Thanks for watching, and let me know in the comments. Would you trust an Apple Siri powered by Google AI? And is a pressure-sensitive camera button a must-have for your next iPhone?